आज हम सीखेंगे फीडबैक कैसे देना है एंड दैट टू स्मार्ट तरीके से। आज के सेशन में अनलॉकिंग द पावर ऑफ फीडबैक अक्षय और रानी हमें सिखाएंगी कि फीडबैक कैसे दिया जाता है जिससे न सिर्फ आपकी बात सही से पहुंचती है बल्कि सामने वाले को समझ भी आता है और उसे वो पॉजिटिव तरीके से भी लिया जाता है। क्या आप जानते हैं कि सिर्फ 26% लोग ही मानते हैं कि उन्हें जो फीडबैक मिलता है वो उनकी इम्प्रूवमेंट में मदद करता है। तो आज हम सीखेंगे कि सही तरीके से फीडबैक देने की कला क्या होती है। सो टू नो मोर अबाउट दैट हम अक्षय जी को स्टेज पे बुलाते हैं।
Thank you, Nipur. नमस्कार वर्ड कॅम्प कोल्हापूर. नमस्कार आणि थँक्यू नुपूर आणि एंटायर टीम ॲक्च्युली. Can we have one round of applause for the entire WordCamp Kolhapur team and to yourself also? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's start with the session. Okay. So I'm Akshay Rane. Today I'm going to talk about unlocking the power of feedback. Okay. So I have started my career as a software engineer and then a team leader, mentor and team leader. So I know why the right feedback helps basically. Okay. Unfortunately, based on one of the study, only 26% of employees thinks that or agrees that whatever the feedback they get is actually helpful to get better at the work. Okay. Have you come across a scenario like you are getting the feedback, okay, and I mean, some other person is talking and talking, talking, but you are not getting any actionable out of it? Anyone? Unfortunately. Yeah. So it is a responsibility of the leader to give the feedback, okay, but it is also responsibility of ourselves to ask the right question, okay. So if in case you are a mentor or already handling a team, you will understand how to give feedback, and in case you are just starting your career, then you will understand what are the things to seek from the feedback, okay. So let's get started. Okay, first and foremost thing is you need to set the expectation right. Okay, so for example, let's say a new team member joins in your team. Okay, and then what will be the performance criteria on which you will evaluate them? Okay, so after 1 or 2 weeks, at least you share them. Like these are the things that on which you will be evaluated. Okay, and you provide them right tools. Okay, so let's say a developer joins in your team and a new project is starting, then you can say whatever is the coding editor configuration, then that you share with them so that it will be helpful for them to get started quickly. Okay, let's say a salesperson joins in your team and they need to take a frequent calls, then some AI summary kind of a tool will be helpful to them. Okay, basically a tool which will help them to succeed into their day-to-day job, that you share with them. Okay, in case you don't in case the team leader or your manager doesn't share this kind of information, you can ask them like what are the right tools to get succeed, or you can ask your mentors so that it will be helpful for you. Okay, let's move fast forward. Okay, I'm considering a 6 months time period for this feedback. Okay, so let's say the 6 months have passed on. Okay, and you need to give the feedback. General human tendency is whatever the recency effect, you will go with the recency effect. Like in the recent terms, if the person has done some mistake, then the feedback revolves around it. Uh, and whatever the good things that happened before that, that gets forgotten. So we need to avoid that. So in the 6 months time period, whatever is the done projects that person has done, you go through it. Some points you will observe as a positive point, some points you will observe as an improvement point. Then you make a note of it. You don't need to tell them right at the moment, but you make a note of it. Okay. Then next step is self review. Okay, this step can go in parallel with the first one. Okay, you need to ask the person how what I mean what are the parameters. I mean this is like a template. Okay, this template can change based on the job profile. Okay, sometimes goals will be helpful for content team or marketing team, like a conversion ratio, but that depends on job profile also, as well as the company you are working with. Okay, but basically you need to ask them how was their experience, what were the challenges they faced, and how they improved it, and what is according to them how they are ranking their own performance. Okay, Now, why this step is important? Basically, you will understand as a leader before giving the feedback how the person is thinking about their own performance. Okay, let's say the person is quite optimistic, and according to your evaluation in the previous step, the person is not that person has did not do that well. Okay, then you need to handle that matter quite delicately. Okay, let's say the person is quite pessimistic, but according to your evaluation, the person has done quite well. Then then you need to frame the feedback in such a manner so that it will boost their confidence. Okay, let's take a look at some scenarios. Okay, I will share some scenarios, and you consider yourself that you are in this scenario, and somebody has done that in your team, and I will give you two options. You tell me which option you will choose. Okay, first scenario is a developer tends to work in isolation, so and does not collaborate well with the team. First option is your technical skills are. I mean, you will give this as a feedback. Okay, so your technical skills are strong, but collaboration is key to our success. I encourage you to share your progress and engage more with the team to leverage collective expertise. Option two is you need to stop being so isolated. It's hurting team's progress. Okay. Okay. How many of you will choose option one? Can you please raise your hand? Okay. How many of you will choose option two? Okay, no one. Okay. See, option two, it's quite straightforward. Okay, but it does not stress on the impact. Okay, therefore, option one is a better one. Scenario two, a content writer missed a deadline for an important blog post, and it's not usual behavior. Okay, option one is you missed the deadline. This is unacceptable and makes you look unreliable. On option two is I understand that things can get busy, but meeting deadline is crucial. Let's discuss how we can better manage your workload to ensure we stay on the track. How many of you choose option one? Okay. Option two? Yeah. See, option one is really looking attacking, and plus it is not usual behavior. So strictly no for option one. Option two is the collaborative approach, so we can go with that. Last scenario. A team member consistently arrives late to meeting, disturbing the flow and delaying the agenda. Option one is I have noticed that you've been arriving late to meeting recently, which impacts our ability to start on time. Let's work together on finding a solution so we can make most of the time. Option two is you're always late to meetings. It's really disrespectful to everyone's time. You need to fix this immediately. How many of you will choose option one? Option two? Yeah, option one and option two is okay to go with. Okay. Option one is more a collaborative one. So we'll go with option one. Okay. So if you look at these scenarios, see you might have come across this scenario or some other scenario earlier. Okay. Now, will you wait for 6 months to pass on to give this feedback? No, right? Correct. So whenever the incident is recent, at that time you provide a feedback so that it will be helpful for the person, and they will also get a chance to improve on. Otherwise, after the 6 months, if you tell them, then it will be hard to relate to them the incident, right? Now together we have chosen some collaborative approach or the feedback that stress on the impact. Okay, uh, but is it really practical to give such feedbacks? How many of you think that it is practically possible? Yes, some of you, yes. But let's look at some of the frameworks, okay, uh, to give how to give feedback. Okay, first one is radical candor. The radical candor states that you challenge the person directly, and at the same time you care about the person. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say the person, one of your team member, has done some mistake. Okay, let's say you're doing a project and one of your team member has done a mistake. Okay, then in obnoxious aggression, you might. I mean, let's say you are following the obnoxious aggression. Okay, there's a like fancy term, but let's understand. What you will do is you'll shout on that person. You'll like, this is unacceptable. You look unreliable. How can you do this and that? Blah blah blah. Okay. In manipulative insincerity, you're not challenging the person. You're not sharing the feedback with them. You are remaining silent. But instead of that, you are sharing the feedback with someone else. Okay, that this person has done some mistake. Okay, you are sharing with other people. Now, it is not helpful for that person. Okay, and first of all, let's see. Let's assume that the person knows the mistake. Okay, but they will not understand the depth of it, what it is, because you are not sharing the feedback with them directly. And next is you ruinous empathy. Here also uh, you are not caring about them. Okay, you are not challenging them. Instead of it, you are worried about yourself, like whether the project will get completed on time, how will be the quality of the output, or other things. Okay. Whereas in radical candor, you'll go straight to that person. You'll share the feedback with them. Like, see, I have observed that this is a mistake that you have done, and I expect that it will not get repeated. And let me know if you need any help from me. Okay, basically, you are sharing the feedback with them clearly. You're challenging them. Because you are sharing the expectation, it will not get repeated, and you're also offering a help. Okay, so that's where we can follow the radical candor. Okay, and I'm sharing my experience. Like, if you want to follow radical candor, you need to trust the person. Okay, if you are not trusting the person, then it will be very hard to follow radical candor. Okay. Next framework is SBI framework. This is quite straightforward. Like, you describe the situation, describe the behavior, and describe the impact. Okay. So, for example, let's say I'm giving a feedback like in last week presentation, so Manoj has pointed out some error in your presentation, and but you cut him off. Okay, and this will impact your relationship with Manoj and overall team healthy collaboration within the team. Okay, so here what I'm telling is I'm setting the context. Last week presentation, what behavior I have a problem with? Uh, Someone has given a feedback to you, but you cut him off. Okay, what it will impact? It will impact overall healthy collaboration within the team. Okay, on top of it, you ask the person, what do you think about it? Okay, because you have described everything. You describe the situation, you describe the behavior, and you describe the impact also. On 90% of the time, people will come up with the actionables. Okay, so you don't need to dictate them what the actionable you are seeking. They will come up with the actionables like, okay, I should not do this or I should not do that, something like that. Okay, so now you know, you have done the preparation. You know what a person is thinking about their own performance. You know the frameworks as well. Let's schedule the one-on-one meeting. Okay. So these are the typical stages in which the feedback goes through. Okay. First one is appreciation. Okay. So we appreciate the person with whatever good things that they are doing. Okay. So that the person will understand they are on the right track. It will help them to boost their confidence, and it will also open them up to listen to the critical feedback, if any. You share the critical feedback with them. Second stage is coaching. Okay. Let's say the person is thinking only from one angle or a problem statement point of view. Let's say a developer is thinking only from the problem statement point of view. Then and you want them to think from the system architecture point of view. Let's say then large number of audience, if they use the system, then what it will impact on it, how it will behave. Okay, you share the relevant resources with them, and so that they will understand. Okay, share a follow-up session with them. Okay, so this is how you'll coach them. And last stage is evaluation. Okay, so you remember 6 months back you told them some evaluation criteria. Okay, so based on that, how the person is performing, like are they performing as per your expectation, or are they performing below your expectation? Let's say the person is performing below the expectation, then what will be his impact? Will they be put on a probation period, or will they need to look out for some other job opportunity in other company? Okay, or in the same company somewhere else. Okay, you know, to share them clearly. Okay, remember, clear is kind and unclear is unkind. So be clear with your feedback. Okay, so this is all about it. Just to summarize, you need to set the expectation right whenever any team member joins in. Okay, let's say you are not getting an expectation from your leader, please do ask for the expectation. Like whatever is in your mind, be clarified, get clarified with the leaders. Uh, as a leader, you need to evaluate the performance based on the whatever the time period you are looking for. Okay, let's say based on the 6 months time period. After 6 months, you are going to give feedback. Then evaluate the performance based on the 6 months, not just go with the recency effect. You ask them to do self review so that you will understand how they are thinking about their own performance. Okay, and follow framework, and don't wait for 6 months to pass on to give the feedback. Okay, share the incident, share the context, and share the feedback regularly, okay, and help them to grow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me, and thank you, Vartan Kolhapur, for having me. Anybody has any questions?
Analogy for customer feedback as well, maybe in one line or one sentence. I know it's out of the topic.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to relate. Customer feedback, like when you are tracking it, how you are tracking it is important. I mean, if, in which flow it will go through, right? So you make it just make it easy for people to give the feedback from the customer end point of view. Okay, sometimes people are on the website. There is a and one of our client only told us like uh, there is a small feedback, not a big pop-up, but just a small icon is there, okay, to give the feedback. Okay, so it makes it very easy for the people to share the feedback. Okay, like what are the improvements they are seeking in the website, or something on a similar line. So from the customer feedback point of view, may make it very easy for your clients to give the feedback. Then only they will put a frame, because if the person is in pain, they want to they want to address it, or they want it to be addressed. Okay, but they don't get easy way to reach out to the agency partner. So that way, yeah.
Give a scenario and ask for options, right? Yeah, I was watching and I raised for what ethically correct option. You understood what is my question? Ethically, yes, option one or option two is correct. How it is
Practical.
practical
Right,
results.
right. That is the point. I mean, see, once, see, whenever an incident happens, it triggers you basically, and that is where you lost the compose part. Okay, so you need to be conscious. Okay, because it is impacting the other person also, right? It is not only impacting you, and that is where I'm telling you, if you want to follow radical candor, you need to trust the other person. Then only you can follow it, because if you're not trusting them, then you will not be able to follow. I mean, that is what my observation is. Even I have fall between other quadrants. Okay, when I was preparing the presentation, I was like, okay, I have fall down in other quadrants, but I need to be conscious. And I know I can relate to it why I have fallen. Okay, so yeah, you need to be conscious a little bit. I'll say take a deep breath, sip of water. Okay, just distract from the situation, and then only you will be able to. I mean, that is my observation about myself. Okay, distract from the situation, come back, you will be able to follow it. Okay, I think we are good. Thank you so much.